We apologize for right now. We are experiencing some technical difficulties with uh, Facebook Live. But again, I would like to introduce myself and bid you a good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mind Mover Chriser, and I am one of the science communicators at the Mind Museum. Welcome to another installment of Mind at Home. Because we want to slow down the spread of the disease COVID-19 and flatten the curve, many of us have to stay at home as much as possible. This means we cannot go to museums or schools yet. In many places of the country, the stay at home orders have already eased up as we enter the general community quarantine today. However, please remember that the virus is still out there. So we should still limit going outside only when it's necessary and observe social distancing measures. Remember to wear your mask properly when you have to go outside and wash your hands regularly with soap and running water for at least 20 seconds. Now, how can we have a little bit of fun at home? And is it possible to do it while learning? Of course! With Mind at Home, we are going to show you some science activities that you can do at home with the materials that you may already have. So welcome to Mind at Home. Today, we are going to answer the question that we have posted in the description of the live video. And we said, in a world where food and other resources are limited, how do living things thrive? And the answer is that different forms of life have different traits and adaptations that help them survive. Today, we'll learn about how traits can help or harm the survival of living things. But let's backtrack a bit. What are traits? Traits are characteristics that are usually passed on through the genes. And we know that genes from DNA encode these types of characteristics. Let's say, for example, I have my brown skin and my black eyes and my nose is like this, or your hair doesn't look like anyone else's hair, or that you and your brothers look like. So these are inheritable or namamana na traits. Okay, so to tell you a story, okay, as we talk about this concept, I'll tell you the story of how Charles Darwin discovered the beauty of evolution through natural selection in Galápagos Islands. So let's do a bit of a storytelling, and later we're also going to play a game. So in December 1831, a curious person named Charles Darwin wanted to learn more about nature. He joined a voyage of the ship HMS Beagle that explored South America. In 1835, the ship arrived in the Galápagos Islands near Ecuador. What he found in the archipelago astounded him. He was able to go down the ship and collected and preserved giant tortoises, iguanas, and songbirds called finches. And today we're going to highlight how these birds, finches, are so important in the development of one of the greatest theories in science called evolution through natural selection. So when Darwin returned to the UK, he asked the help of ornithologist or bird scientist John Gould to help him identify the birds that he was able to collect. They found out that the birds were all similar to a single type of finch found in the mainland South America. This discovery suggests that the finch from the mainland originally colonized or took over the Galápagos Islands, because the Galápagos Islands is an archipelago just like the Philippines. It has a lot of islands. However, the finches in the Galápagos Islands were all slightly different from the original mainland type. And they were also different from each other. The finches on each island showed changes. They vary in body size, in claw size, and in beak shape. These differences were linked or connected to the kind of food available on the various islands of the archipelago. For example, cactus finches have longer, more pointed beaks that help them eat flowers and cactus fruit. Beaks of warbler finches are thinner and more pointed, suited to catching and eating insects, while others, like the large ground finch, had large, powerful beaks suited for cracking nuts. So, because the islands are so far apart, it was unlikely that these different species have mated and bred. Darwin concluded that the finches must have evolved over time from the original mainland species to fit the conditions found on each individual island and survive. And he called this theory natural selection, which he published in his book on the origins of species in 1859. To illustrate this story, we're playing a game, and I invited Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario to help me out in this experiment. So let's all welcome them. Hi, Mind Mover Mikey, and hi, Mind Mover Mario. Let's all say hi to our.
Morning.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Krister. Hi, Mario.
Hi, Mikey and
Hello.
Krister.
Hi, good morning. We're going to play a game. All right. And I will share my screen so that everyone can see the mechanics of the game. Okay, let me just do that. Okay, so we're sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. Resume share. And our game is called Hunting for Candies. Okay, so we talked a while ago about the different finches. So I am showing you 4 of the finches that we have. Okay, and wait, let me just fix this share just a bit. Because I accidentally shared the other. Sorry, in with this live things, technical difficulties happen. Okay, so we'll do this and that. All right. I hope you can see it. All right. But there. So we have 4 of the finches on the left side of the screen, and we have our mechanics. Okay, so the mechanics of the game is that each of the player will act as a predator hunting for prey, and in this case, predators are us, Mind Mover Mikey, Mind Mover Mario, and me. So each of us will hunt for our prey, which is candy, okay? And each of the predator will have a different type of beak or a tool, a spoon, a barbecue stick, or chopsticks. For me, I'm going to use a chopstick and a pair of chopsticks. And for Mind Mover Mario will use a spoon, and Mind Mover Mikey will use a barbecue stick. So we're going to fill our bowl. So we have a prep bowl. I think we can show our audiences our camera on like our setup. So I have a bowl with 30 candies in it. So you have 30 candies. And then we will set the timer for 1 minute. And the 3 of us, okay, will hunt as many prey as we can using our tools. Okay? So let's go back and check if Our mind movers are ready. Mind mover Mikey, are you ready? Please raise your barbecue stick.
I'm gonna use a
Oh, you're
fork
going
this
to use
time.
fork. And
Have
how
my
about mind
candies with me.
mover Mario? Are you ready? You have your
Yes, I'm ready with my candies and my spoon.
Okay. So I'm going to set the timer. So I'll share you my timer. Okay. And uh, we'll try to hunt as many prey as we can using our tools. So, uh, you watching there at home, you can now bet on the player you want to bet on. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer now. So, timer ready, and we're going to play the game in 3, 2, 1. All right, timer's up. Now we're going to count. We're going to count how many candies we got. So originally we have 30 in the bowl, and I will start. Okay, with the number of candies that I caught or praise that I caught. So I have here left. So five, and five. So I actually caught 15. 15 praise.
Wow.
Got 15 candies. How
Wow.
about you,
Good
my
job,
neighbor
Krister.
Mikey?
I only got 6.
So my neighbor Mikey
So
got
using my fork,
using your
it's
fork.
pretty difficult. It was pretty difficult.
Yeah. What?
They went through the slots of the fork.
Mine.
What did you do, Mikey? Did you stick your
I
fork into
tried.
the...
I tried to like poke them, but also I tried scooping them. They still went through the slots.
The thought. Yeah. Okay. How about a mind mover Mario? How
I got
many?
all my candies out.
Oh, you got your wow. So give
Wow!
a mind mover Mario a round of applause. So yeah. So again, we have different tools. Okay, we have different tools, and I got 15. Mind mover Mikey with her fork got 6.
6.
And Mind Mover Mario got all of his prey. Okay, so let's talk about our setup. So we all have a bowl and like a 30 candies, just one type of food. So let's say that we all live in one island, but each of us have different types of beaks. So different traits. So we are varied. And over time, because we did it in 1 minute, not just instantly, these different types of beaks allowed us to catch our prey. And of course, as living things, we need food and other resources to thrive, survive, and make more babies for animals. And as that's their reason to live, okay, we were able to catch our prey. However, you saw that not all of us got all of the candies. Some, okay, like Mind Mover Mario, has gotten all. That means he'll have all the resources and he'll even live better because he is more adapted to that environment with his spoon-like beak. All right, so that's for our first game, okay, and we call that hunting for candies. Okay, so this essentially is what we call, or Darwin called, the theory of natural selection. Now, I'm going to walk you through the process because he told us on how this process works. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. All right. So, okay. And I'm going to tell you how this process happened in what I listed as 4 steps. Okay. Some people get confused, and we always get misconceptions about this theory. But let's talk about the important concepts of this theory. All right. So natural selection actually explains how life has many different forms that are adapted to many different environments. So different forms are different kinds of living things, which we will name as species. So it's different from another form of the same kind. Okay. So this happens because there a variation, and there is a variation in traits. Okay, again, traits are characteristics, okay, in like of living things, and there. So, for example, in this picture, we have some beetles that are green and some which are brown. Okay, so there are 2 traits, but they're the same beetles. Okay, and since the environment cannot support unlimited population growth, okay, they cannot all make babies because resources are limited. Not everyone can produce an offspring. Okay? Green beetles also tend to get eaten by birds and survive to reproduce. And brown ones will survive to reproduce and survive to reproduce less often than brown beetles do. Sorry about that. And the surviving brown beetles have brown baby beetles because this trait is based on genes which can be passed on. So it's inheritable, namamana in Filipino. The more advantageous trait, which is the brown color, allows the beetles to have more offspring because they can hide against their predators. Thus, this trait of being in brown color becomes more common in the population. And if the process continues over time, a long, long time, everyone in the population may or will be brown. And that is the result. We call it evolution by natural selection. So, evolution doesn't happen in a straight line, just like what is what you always see in the photos, and it doesn't happen instantly. Okay, evolution takes a really, really long time, like millions of years, and it's many, many branches, very many pathways as well. So just like in this photo we call the phylogenetic tree, is how species evolve. Okay, and to further explain and talk about how the environment plays a big role in making sure that traits are being selected, okay, we're going to talk about the story of the peppered moths of Manchester, England. So long ago in Manchester, the forests are covered with lichens. Lichens are a mix of plants that live harmoniously with fungus and algae. Okay, and these are the peppered moths, what you can see in your screen. And the lichens cover the trees, which make them grayish white in color. And the species of moth, the peppered moths, they live in the forest. And there are two variations or two kind in appearances, two traits of this species. One is grayish peppery, and the other is black. And this is what the trees look like. Before the Industrial Revolution, there are more grayish moths than the black ones because they can blend with the trees, just like what you're seeing right now. Can you actually see where the the grayish white peppered moth is in this photo? Yeah. Because they can blend with the trees, these grayish white moths can hide from their predators, such as birds. Meanwhile, the black moths are easily seen. Like, you can now pinpoint easily where the black moth is in this photo. So they will be eaten by birds easily. But when the Industrial Revolution started, many factories started emitting smoke, steam, and polluted the forests. What happened was that the trees were now covered in ashes and in soot. The black moths now can blend easily. So just like what is in the photo. Okay. So the black moths, since they can hide and they can live well in their environment because of their black color, they start to make more babies and increase in population. There are more black moths now than the grayish ones. So to further illustrate how this happens, we're going to play another game. And this other game is called Where's the Prey? So let's call back our Mind Movers, Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario to play this second game that we prepared.
Hello again.
Hi. So thank you very much for helping me here. I'm going to set up, but while I'm setting up, I'm going to flash our materials. Okay. So for the materials, we have two colored papers, and in my case, I'm going to use blue and green. But for Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario, they're going to use red and yellow. So Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario, can we show them the paper? Okay. Yeah. So showing the paper there. So our setup again has paper in it. Okay. And okay, I have blue, but for this game, actually, I will just host it and I will let them play. Okay. And remember, this is, this has infinite possibilities. How this process, it takes a long time to happen, and it's random. No one chooses it, but the environment. Okay, so let's talk about the mechanics of the game. So each player will act as a predator, hunting for their prey, and there are 20 preys. Okay, 10 of each color in each environment. Okay. Using the tweezers, okay, so they have tweezers. I have tweezers here, but they're going to play for this one. So I'm having a technical difficulty with my camera, but we're going to see how our players will enjoy this game. Using the tweezers, each predator should hunt as many prey as they can in 1 minute. So let's ask our players if they're ready. Players, are you ready?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
ready.
I'm ready too.
Mind mover Mikey, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so I'm going to set up our timer now. Okay, and tweezers up. Okay. Tweezers up. And timer starts now.
Time's
All
up.
right. So it's time's up.
Time's up na.
Time's up. Yeah, there. Now, okay, so we did our first environment, right? So we did the yellow environment first. And again, in that environment, we had two types of moths, which are those little papers. One is red, one type is red, and one is yellow. Okay, so we had 20, 10, and 10 of each. Let's ask our players how many they got from this first round. Mind mover Mario, how many yellow ones did you get?
Yellow. I got one.
One
Only
yellow.
one yellow moth.
And how many red ones did you get?
I got three.
Oh, three. Wow.
1, 2, and 3 red
Okay.
moths.
So let's ask Mind Mover Mikey. Mind Mover Mikey, from the yellow environment, how many yellow moths did you get?
I also got one yellow.
One yellow. And how
It's
many
pretty
red
hard.
ones? So
Pretty hard to see the yellow. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 reds.
Wow.
The yellow
Wow.
environment.
Mikey got 6 reds. Congratulations. So my question to our players, was it easier to get the red ones or the yellow ones in that round?
Well, for me, it was really hard to see the yellow, both when I'm looking at the paper and when I'm looking at the screen, since the yellows blend together. But it was pretty easy to get the red and spot the red, actually, even from afar.
How about Mind Mover Mario? Mind Mover Mario.
Yes, I also used I was looking at my screen to see para talagang the yellow ones are really blended in with the environment.
I
It's
cannot-
really hard to see.
Yeah.
So yung red lang talaga yung nakukuha.
So in this case, if you remember the story of the beetles, the brown and the green beetles, the praise here can actually blend in their environment, just like the moths, right? So we'll do another round before we conclude the session, just to have fun, and wrap up after that. So are you ready, players?
Yes.
So we'll do the dark environment, which is red, with 10 red moths and 10 yellow moths. Okay, so tweezers up as I ready our timer. Okay. So tweezers up. Okay. Timer's ready. In. There we go. And in 3, 2, 1, start hunting. Three, two, one. Time's up. Time's up. All right. So, okay. So let's see. Let's ask our player and see how they did like in this round. Okay, Mind Mover Mario. In this red environment, how many red moths did you get?
Again, I was looking at the screen to get the moths. And then this time, wala talaga akong nakitang red. So wala, I didn't get any red moths.
Okay.
But I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 yellow moths.
All right. So you got 4 yellow moths. How about Mind Mover Mikey? How many red ones and how many yellow ones did you get?
So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 yellow.
4 yellow?
Yes, and I got 1 red.
Wow, you were
Only because of the shadow.
Yeah. All right. So again, we saw that the yellow ones can be easily seen by our predators here, our birds. Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario. It was easy for them because the yellow ones cannot adapt, okay, by blending in the red environment, while the red ones can easily adapt to their environment. So that's what we call adaptation. So these traits can help, okay, some species, some living things, to make sure that they survive in that environment, whatever type it is. So before I explain on that, let's say thank you to Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario for playing. Thank you, Mind Mover Mikey and Mind Mover Mario.
Thank you, Krister.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
So-
Krister. This was fun.
And just like our moths, there are many other different species or living things that can adapt to their environment to make sure that predators won't see them or to be able to survive. Just like our photo here, which is an orchid mantis. Okay, does it look like an insect or does it look like a flower? Right, so it looks like a flower. So some predators won't easily see them. Another is this photo of a walrus, and walruses, they live in a very cold environment. In order for them to survive in that environment, they have a trait, okay, which is that they have more fat, and the more fat they have, the better heat they can carry, or the better they can insulate or protect themselves from the cold. Okay, so humans, we also have traits. We also have traits that allow us to adapt in different environments. So just like when it's really hot outside and then you run, right? In order for your body to cool down, you actually sweat. So nagpapawis ka. And also we're also able to drink more water. And that's how our body regulate or make sure that our insides are not so on. So again, I would like to talk about what we just learned. So we learned that if there is variation or different traits in a population of one like one kind of living thing, okay, two traits, just like the beetles, we have brown and we have green, and the peppered moths with grayish ones and with black ones, right? And that the environment cannot support all these types of living things to actually make more babies and produce more offspring. Okay, and the resources are limited. Some will have more advantageous traits. They can blend in the environment. They can easily eat and get resources there, just like the finches, right? These species or kinds can actually adapt to the environment, and they will be able to produce more offspring, produce more babies, thus helping them to survive. And sometimes, if it becomes more common and takes a long time, or if the process continues, they can actually evolve or become a new species. So just like our species. So if you have questions, please feel free to actually comment down below, and we're going to go through them, and we're going to ask the help of some of our mind movers if I cannot answer the question. So that's it, and giving you a bit of time to think and ponder upon the beauty of evolution through natural selection. So one takeaway from this is actually that just like animals, plants, and humans, right? We have genes. Viruses also have genes too, and they also have traits. And these traits allow them for survival. So just like with our example right now that we're seeing, SARS-CoV-2, okay, the virus that causes COVID-19, right? It can easily spread, right, more compared to the SARS-CoV-1 in 2003. And just like these viruses, which take time to evolve to these traits and attack us, we also need time to build our defenses against them. So remember that with COVID-19, we help protect ourselves, our families, and our communities by staying at home. That's actually because we can think and we can stay at home. That's a trait that we can do as humans. We use it to to protect ourselves and our communities. So let's just stay at home. Please stay at home to help stop the spread of the virus. Always wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. And while you're there, you might want to follow the Mind Museum on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter too, for more Mind at Home videos and materials. If you try some of our experiments, feel free to take a video and tag us. So make sure to stay safe at home, everyone. And watch out for our next Mind at Home session on Wednesday at 11 a.m. with Mind Mover Mario. Again, this is Mind Mover Krister for this session of Mind at Home. Make sure to check our other Mind at Home videos, and please stay safe. All right, I'm saying goodbye now. Thank you. And okay, so wait, before we close, there's a question from Facebook. So what another notable adaptations can be seen in humans? Another not notable adaptation that we can observe is our the shapes of our noses. So some humans have noses that are more adapted to cold environments or high latitude. So that's why to actually help them breathe easily. So for us, we're near the equator, and the we can we have these types of nose because we're better adapted to breathe in this area. All right. Do we have any other questions? Let's see. All right. If there are no other questions, or if you want to ask more questions, just please leave a comment on our post, and we'll get back to you on that. So again, this is Mind Mover Krister for this session of Mind at Home. Thank you, and please stay safe at home, and have a great day. Thank you, and we say bye now. Bye. Okay, so I think we can say